Good morning, everybody. Mike Vacchi, PrincetonTrader.com, here with your Monday morning pre-market webcast. Okay, so let's talk about let's separate things here, and then we'll bring it all together. All right. Friday afternoon, Friday morning into Friday afternoon, you had a big push up into the 93-94 area. Okay, that caught a lot of people leaning long. They were looking higher. They were saying, look, we're going to get free from the band ride. What you had was news. It's election related. It was related to the Clinton emails, and it created an environment where the strength of the band ride was simply too much. So you lingered around for a couple of hours up here. They head faked it up, and then you had a very steady drop to a lower low. And that's the power of the band ride. Once it gets started, the weight of it all tends to push it back to a lower low. And, your Bollinger Band was at 3.44. So like I was saying, during my last webcast, it's not so much where you're going to say, okay, well, it's got to break out. It's got to do this, got to do that. It really doesn't. So as we closed Friday on the lows, the bulls pretty much got taken for a decent ride there from 94 down to 78. But that's only half the story. We come in Sunday night and they gap it up violently. 15, 20 handle gap up. And it takes all those bears that were leaning too hard, it takes them for a ride. So within the course of 24 hours, trading hours, you've eviscerated the bulls and then the bears. And we find ourselves trading, 10, 15 handles above the Friday high. So that should end the band ride. The band ride should end today. If it comes back down and engages that band, we're going to have a heck of a short opportunity today. But I would caution everybody in trading this tape too much between now and through Tuesday night. It's not trading based upon levels. I wish it was. I think Wednesday through Friday will. And that's going to be the good news, and we'll get to that in a minute. It's not trading based upon levels. It's not even trading based upon the polls. It's trading solely based upon the rumors, okay, with respect to potential scandal and things that could theoretically derail one campaign or the other as we head into the last 48 hours. And this isn't being political. All I care about is what's making the tape move versus what's not making the tape move, okay? The tape doesn't care right now about who's winning. The tape cares about what piece of news is going to knock it around the most, okay? So we've talked for many years in the room about something called a headline minefield. The headline minefield thing started way back in the days of the first go-around in Greece, where you would have somebody come out with a rumor. The rumor would, you'd be trading at level X. Somebody comes out with a rumor, usually somebody with not a whole hell of a lot of authority, usually the press, that, Greece is going to they're going to leave the EU, they're going to go bankrupt, they're going to do this, they're going to do that. We would get one every day. Would dump 10, 15 handles, then they would come out and retract it, or say it's false. Somebody with real authority, like a finance minister, or would come out and say, look, that's not true, and we would immediately rip, and we'd end up right back where we started. The whole thing with the emails and Clinton and the FBI acted almost identically to a headline minefield with simply a weekend jammed in between. Rumor, we dump. Rumor turns out not to be true, we come right back and then some. So I'm cautioning everybody in the room, and I'm cautioning all of you. Be very careful trading this tape from now through Tuesday night. I think there's going to be more in Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Once this gigantic unknown becomes known, I think you're going to get a more directional tape. I think you're going to get a tape that respects level. Whether it's up or down, I don't care. But what I know now is that this thing is a wounded animal. It has burned everybody who's been remotely convicted on one side or the other in the last 24 hours, and news bombs are going to move it more than support and resistance. And that always makes me very cautious. Okay. So the way I'm treating today is I'm headed into today. I don't care about the gap. I'm going to trade what I see. I'm going to get my goal for the day, and then I'm going to back off. I'm going to do the same thing tomorrow. I'm not going to get greedy. I'm not going to overtrade it. I'm not going to chase things. You know, I'm sure a lot of people are going to wake up this morning and go, "Oh man, look at that gap up. Why wasn't I long Friday at the close?" Well, I'll tell you why. Because it was a fairly stupid thing to do at the time. You can only deal with the information that you have at the time, okay? And at the time, you had just as much potential to be down 20 handles Sunday night versus up 20 handles. And the damage of being minus 20 far outweighs the benefit of being plus 20, okay? Plus 20 is great. You slap fives, you take your profits, you move on, okay? Minus 20, you tend to hold it, and it becomes minus 30. It takes a tremendous psychological toll on you, and then you end up basically having, you know, jello for a brain for the rest of the week. It's not worth it, okay? The smart move, the smart trader move, I'm not saying that anybody that was long isn't smart or whatever. That's a great trade. Well done. I like to trade that Friday weakness stuff. I didn't this time just because of the unpredictability of the news cycle, okay? So if you didn't trade it, you did the right thing, okay? This is a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's about being consistent. It's about respecting risk. It's about respecting size. And you've got to do all that stuff today. You've got to respect your size. You've got to respect risk, okay? So I'm doing a video here that's a little bit longer because I'm trying to keep people out of trouble. This is a nasty, unpredictable tape. And it will become a lot less nasty and a lot less unpredictable come Wednesday, okay? So your job is to survive until Wednesday. Don't get caught on the wrong side of this stuff. And if you do, use stops, control your size, don't get stubborn, move on to the next trade, okay? All right, everybody have a great day. Follow us at Twitter, @PrincetonTrader. Check out the website, PrincetonTrader.com. Come check out the chat room. I will be back tomorrow morning with another webcast. Trade them well, everybody.